Sunday, July 17th. You're listening to Weather with Enthusiasm. We have parts of the world that are so hot right now. It feels like these readings that you're seeing are not meant to be taken literally, almost like in old-time literature, or those familiar with what's called Agartha. These temperatures are not to be taken literally, yet these are the temperatures, and you look at what degrees north latitude they're occurring. 47 degrees north latitude. We're dealing with countries just to the east of Russia. We're also dealing with Russia, and then there's another heat wave at 62 degrees north latitude. 47 degrees north latitude is very close to where the International Falls, Minnesota line is. So, but we're talking about temperatures of 110 to 111 degrees. Very, very intense stuff. And it's really popping up everywhere. Yesterday, we had a dome of heat situated over Russia. Going into Russia, I'm looking at the windy.com weather app, and this city was the hottest city in Russia yesterday, Astrakhan. Now, the European computer model has temperatures reaching by 4 o'clock or so tomorrow afternoon. It could be that I have my time zones mixed up. That's possible. 8 o'clock a.m. Chicago time. I think they are 8 hours ahead. They might only be 7 hours ahead. Temperature in Astrakhan is 102 degrees. This is a city in Russia. The city is 46 degrees north latitude. And the afternoon high, according to the European forecast model, high temperature, well, if you really look at the high of 102, that's going to be the final day for the real intense heat, it looks like, at least temporarily, the final day for the very intense heat for that part of Russia. Now, Ukraine, let's skip Ukraine for right now. Yesterday, I thought I found places in Ukraine. I can't seem to find it this second. I'm going to check again, though. But you go further to the east, and you see something even more impressive than that. We're still holding the International Falls stuff. That's how far north we are. You go into the Bainu district. Now, this is the name of this country. Bainu district. High temperatures around here, 111 on both Monday, Tuesday, high of 109. And it's much easier just to go to 47 degrees north latitude. Forecast high 104 for tomorrow. This is already in France. We have temperatures going up into the upper 90s. I see a city here, Reguezuela Alfaro. And again, it doesn't tell me what country it's in, but I think it's in France. We have a very major heat wave that's going on in Europe right now, and it's affecting countries and places, cities that are a lot larger, having a lot more of an impact than anyone realizes, to tell you the truth. We have temperatures which are hitting 110 degrees in places as far north as 50 degrees north latitude. We have even a heat wave developing at 62 degrees north latitude, all the way up north in Russia. That's only 5-6 degrees in latitude. It's just a little bit south of the Arctic Circle. Temperatures are well into the 90s. We have temperatures in Russia yesterday on Sunday hit 100 degrees in Astrakhan, actually 102. Forecast highs today 102 for that city. And when you go further east, you stay on the same degrees north latitude, 46 degrees north latitude, you get to temperatures of 110 degrees. Now, Ukraine is further to the west. I thought I saw yesterday major heat in Ukraine. I can't find it today. I find the heat just to the east of Russia, which is even hotter than Russia is. And we're talking temperatures are in the hundreds in both places. You have areas in Manchester, United Kingdom, in England, high temperatures well into the 90s for the next couple of days. The most impressive thing so far has been the 62 degrees north latitude in Russia. And it's someplace in Russia, dew points were in the 70s. The temperatures were in the upper 80s. Dew points were in the 70s. Can you imagine that? Gulf Coast's humidity all the way up there, and these apps are it's so difficult to tell you the country and the city, to get all the information. I don't have it all in front of me, but the heat it's just phenomenal stuff, because you look at one heat wave, you focus in on that, and it's just so unbelievable when you look at those temperatures. And then before you're looking at that city, Astrakhan, something like that, which at least unofficially was the hottest temperature in Russia on Saturday or Sunday. And then we go ahead and through the corner of your eye, you see another bubble of heat, which is even more intense than this one, where temperatures are at 108. And then you look at the world view and you see another heat wave all the way up at 62 degrees north latitude. And then people kind of ignore Iran because, of course, it's hot in Iran. But don't ignore Iran. This is the stuff that's going on in Iran. It's so unbelievable that nobody's noticing it. It was 134 degrees today in Shushtar, I think. That was the name of the city. Shushtar County, Iran, 134 today. AccuWeather has a report of 136 on Friday. If you look at the monthly climatological data, you'll see it actually says 134 from Friday. Can you believe this? The only explanation I have, I'm telling you, nobody's talking about this. Nobody. How could it be? And you look at the weather forecasts, it's clear these things are happening. It's not, sometimes you look at the windy.com and these things and you'll see a bunch of weather stations and one of them is totally out of whack with all the other ones. So, okay, that guy has, whatever it is, that thermometer is way off. But in this, that's not what we're talking about here. Here we're talking about, it's not just AccuWeather. We have other weather forecasts as well. Not all of them. Many of them are nowhere near the 130s. They're down in the low 120s, and that's what's being publicized to the world for some reason. Because those are the official readings. The official readings are taken near airports. They're taken, but because this isn't official, it doesn't count. Because it wasn't. There's the thermometer there. There's the temperatures are being measured there, and temperatures are in the mid 130s in the city this week. Can you believe? Today, the forecast is sunny and not as hot. Highs near 126. Like a cold front went through overnight. So highs only 126. Tomorrow, all outdoor activities life-threatening. Those are the words from AccuWeather. This city, this is very serious stuff. There's no heat warnings, nothing. Meanwhile, all these places up in London, they have tremendous heat warnings. Temperatures are in the upper 90s, possibly 100 degrees. Now, of course, people in Iran are more used to the heat, but not this. Not this. It just shows you this whole thing. It has to be official. We're ignoring a lot of weather events because we're focused on the official thing. Let's say the temperature is not official. Let's say the thermometer is off by a degree or off by 2 degrees. This is heavy duty stuff. Very, very intense stuff that's going on in Shushtar, Iran. Death Valley, California continues to hold the record for the hottest temperature in the world, 134 degrees, set over 100 years ago. However, temperatures this hot are occurring on a daily basis just about in Shushtar, Iran, Shushtar County, Iran. And the world is, nobody, it's just, I happened to have found out about it. This is, once you know about it, you could look it up on AccuWeather. You could look it up on some of the weather apps, but a lot of them are taking from the meteorological departments of the various countries, and those things only use official temperatures. The airport is 50 miles from where this place is, approximately. Maybe even more than that. I think it said 39. Okay, I have to look it up, how far away the airport. The official recordings are usually taken only at airports. So we have a town right now that's nowhere near an airport. Therefore, the forecasts for the city, for many forecasters, with the temperatures that are being given for the city are not being given for the city. They're being given for the airport that's closest to the city. But the forecasters that actually have whatever weather equipment they have, official or not official, it's going to be a lot more accurate than forecasting for an airport. You have an official thermometer 50 miles away, an unofficial thermometer, which is also accurate, maybe it's a degree off, which is right in the town. So it's going to be a lot more accurate. These 130s, that's what's been materializing. So today, not as hot. Highs near 126. Tomorrow's life-threatening day. Highs back into the upper 120s, but we're going back into the 130s in the city later on in the week. It's a very isolated city. It's probably something similar to like Furnace Creek. It is below sea level. I'm not sure of that because I looked up so many cities that it might have been that city in Russia that's below sea level. There it's the things that are going on right now. There's more things than you could read about because there's a lot of focus right now on Europe, on Russia, not even Russia, because people actually, it's all about the war in Russia and Ukraine. So the weather is focused really on Europe and France and Spain, how it might be hitting 120 this week. I was able to find places that might be getting close to 110. I can't find places getting 120, but that's what's being reported. There might be places close to 120 this week. You have England, it's really a 1 to 2 day heat wave over there. Temperatures going mid 90s, possibly 100 degrees. But it's these places in Russia. You have cities in Russia where temperatures have been in the low hundreds for a couple days already. And then the countries just to the east of Russia, just to the east, Ukraine, I believe, is to the west. So that just to the east of Russia, you have temperatures which are getting very close to 110, not just very close. The European computer model, the most accurate model, the world's most accurate model, is forecasting temperatures to go into the low 110s for many cities in these areas. We're talking about between 46 degrees north latitude, 47 degrees north latitude, and there's another heat wave around the 62 degrees north latitude up in further north in Russia. Very intense stuff. Here in the United States, so, for those of us that live in the United States, you're going to hear about this stuff here in the United States. But even here in the United States, I don't know if Oklahoma is getting the focus that it deserves because the power keeps going out in Houston. So if the power is always going out in Houston, everyone's focused on Houston. Yeah, there was... Anyways, the power's going out in Houston. Temperatures are in the hundreds. It's very hot there. They're having record heat. They have a lot of humidity. Okay, it's in the hundreds. Normal highs in the mid-90s. Temperatures are in the hundreds. Okay. Dallas, Texas, temperatures are in the hundreds, so there's a lot of attention there. But what about Oklahoma City, where temperatures are going into the 110s? And Oklahoma City doesn't do that. It's not part of their climatology. How can that not be top front page stuff? Oklahoma City, forget about Texas. Oklahoma City, 110s. Tulsa, Oklahoma, 110 degrees. These are cities which have a Midwest climate. They're not Texas. This isn't Rio Grande Village, Texas. This isn't even Dallas, Texas. Dallas, Texas does deal with a dry line. Every summer, they are known during the hottest summers. Hundreds make themselves well known in Dallas, Texas, but they don't do this in Oklahoma City. Even you go back to the hottest summers, you have hundreds in Oklahoma City. But generally speaking, a hot day over there consists of enormous humidity, very serious humidity, especially in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's always amazed me. The dew points in that area have always boggled my mind. Sometimes I just look it up just in that area. It's just amazing to me how the dew points get so high just in that area. So this year the dew points are not that high and the temperatures are very, very hot as a result of that, and perhaps as a result of some other things too. So we're seeing extremely hot. The National Weather Service as of yesterday was saying 108 to 112. We have very hot weather in the desert Southwest. That's not going to be looked over. You're going to hear all about that on the news. You'll hear all about Texas on the news. You won't hear about the fact that Rio Grande Village, Texas is not as hot as usual. And you'll probably hear about Oklahoma, but not necessarily the attention that it deserves. And I have a feeling that Russia is being skipped over right now. Those hundreds in Russia, and then the 110s in this country east to Russia. The focus is on Spain, France, a little bit of Germany. But you have to realize that there's an enormous difference between 90s. Yeah, 90s is hot. It's a heat wave. And then when you have these places which have Phoenix, Arizona temperatures all the way up north, all the way up there, 46 degrees north latitude, 50 degrees north latitude, it's inspirational. It's stuff that if they would have the record keeping, the type of record keeping that we have, that's probably a major source of this ignorant. I don't want to say ignorant. It's not, maybe there is plenty of talk about it, but the United States is very good record keeping. So those words, record breaking temperatures. England has good record keeping. You have a lot of countries that have that. So some of these places may not have such good record keeping. Iran, I don't know what they have, but this is supposed to be the worst heat wave in 200 years for Europe. So they're really getting hit. I would say they're getting hit hard, but there is an inspiration to this as well. We pointed out earlier also there's 50-degree temperature differences between night and day occurring in Shushtar, Iran. People are waking up to temperatures 80 degrees, afternoon highs around 130 degrees. Now, what's more impressive, that or what's going on in Stanley, Idaho, where you wake up with temperatures in the mid-30s and daytime highs in the mid-80s? You're going from winter coat weather to swimming weather. What about in Iran? You're going from swimming weather and then you remain at swimming weather. I don't even know. I don't know what to do when the temperatures gets that hot. Is the water too hot? Is the water too hot? I don't know. Anyways, thank you for listening. I wish I'm just going to say the Midwest over here. We have very, very intense heat over the plains. That intense heat is going to have an influence on the rest of the Midwest, but the intense heat itself is not really going to be moving into most of the Midwest. It's just going to get really hot and humid for places like Minneapolis, Minnesota, temperatures in the 90s. Des Moines, Iowa, 90s all week. Memphis, Tennessee, hundreds all week. St. Louis, Missouri, hundreds for much of the week, upper 90s and hundreds. Chicago, Illinois, South Bend, Indiana, highs mid-80s to low 90s. As you get further to the east, 80s make themselves known with more frequency for afternoon highs. And that's basically areas east of the Mississippi River. We start to have Cincinnati, Ohio. Also, there's some days 80s, some days 90s. It's nothing really that intense. You really have to stay St. Louis westward, Memphis, Tennessee especially, and Tulsa, Oklahoma City, those cities. And then just to the south of the Oklahoma border in Texas, that's where it's going to be. That's the bullseye. That's the peak. Forecast highs 116, 117 degrees. We might even see some higher temperatures than that, which is just phenomenal stuff. This is north of Dallas. Dallas is not getting that hot. Dallas is hotter than usual, but it's the cities that are noteworthy, are headliners, are the cities on the border of Oklahoma and Texas. And any city which ends with a Oklahoma would stand out more than a Texas, because that's just the way it is. It's going to be maybe 3 degrees cooler in the Oklahoma cities than the Texas cities. Highs maybe 113 in the Oklahoma cities at the border, 116 on the Texas cities at the border. But everyone knows Oklahoma does not get into the hundreds on a consistent basis like this, and certainly not the 100 in teens. You need to go into the Dust Bowl years before you have something like that. Thank you for listening. I wish everyone a wonderful night. Enjoy. I figure this is like, you have to figure out a way to enjoy the weather, because for those people, I don't know what to say. Those people who are in this, well, just realize people pay to go into a sauna. People pay for it. People pay for this. You have this right in your front lawn. You can cancel your memberships. Cancel it. Anyways, have a good night. Have a great week. Stay safe, stay healthy. Take care.